Hey, what's up, everybody? Okay, I'm back and I'm doing some more Bordeaux wines. Today, I'm going to be tasting some Red Bank wines and checking out, see if any of these appellations have some good value. So, all four wines I picked up at my wine shop K&L in San Francisco. These are all under 20 bucks. I think mostly probably are in the 15 area. I line these up kind of by alcohol level. I think they're mostly Merlots, but we can check them out as we go. And get these out of the way and we can get into it. So, let me get my map out. Okay, first wine. This is Chateau de Pitre. Okay. Castillon, Cotes de Bordeaux. 14%. Premier wine. Cool little etching of the chateau there. They have some interesting, this is kind of one of the more interesting back labels that I've seen from Bordeaux. They have some material here in French and in English, thank you. Okay, cool. So we got some facts. I'll check those out, but why don't I start with the map? So we're in where the hell are we? Castillon, Cotes de Bordeaux, is that what it was? Yeah, Castillon, Cotes de Bordeaux. So, right bank, let's see where the hell this is. Cotes de Castillon, I wonder if Cotes de Castillon is the same thing as Castillon, Cotes de Bordeaux. 30, Cotes de Bordeaux. Cotes de Bordeaux, Cotes de Bordeaux, Cotes de Bordeaux, where are you? So, maybe it's just a little retitle on this, but it looks like it's number 30 here. Castillon, Cotes de Bordeaux. So we're river dumping into the ocean here. Bordeaux, the town of Bordeaux there, all the expensive wines, left bank there, and expensive wines in Pomerol and Saint-Emilion. We are a little bit inland from the expensive red bank wines here. So, you know, we are fancy area adjacent, but we're looking for values today. So if we can find something for under 20 bucks that's worth checking out, then that'll be good on our pocketbooks, and we can drink more wine. So I always like drinking wine with food. I really love Bordeaux wine because they have kind of like a lighter style than California. Less new oak, less alcohol, more acidity. More acidity goes better with food, with the fat in the food. So I love trying these out and finding something that I like. Oh, okay, interesting. So back of the bottle, terroir, clay, and limestone. Interesting. You know, limestone is one of those ones that you hear about in France a lot. In Burgundy, in Chablis, other areas, they say limestone. Rhone, I think too. So they say limestone's got some sort of mineral characteristic that's supposed to be really cool with growing grapes, and they have that here in California down at Paso. And they have, you know, some really good Rhone wines down there. But it's something that should be sought out, you know, for grape growing, limestone soil. Harvest and winemaking, random stuff said there. Traditional aging, random stuff. Okay, so here's the mix. 75% Malbec, 75% Merlot, 23% Cab Franc. Oh, they do have Malbec, 2% Malbec. So I must have read that kind of in my mind in advance, right? I don't know anything about these wineries. I haven't had any of the wines before. Let's see if I can find some info. Chateau Pitre. They have a WordPress site. Perfect. Production for 300 years. Damn. That's amazing history. The nose seems like it has a potential, and obviously, you know, same thing that I'm doing on all my wine tastings is kind of running through these. I'm popping and pouring them, seeing what they're like kind of right out of the box, or, you know, right after you pop the cork. But then I'll circle back to them so we can let them breathe a little bit here. This nose has like a potential to open up into something nice. Looks like they have a bed and breakfast on their website. Weird that they just tough to figure out. Okay, what vintage am I drinking here? 2016. Okay, interesting. So that looks like their current release. So they hold them back for a couple of years, which is pretty cool. Average age of the vines, I always like to see this, 35 years. That is really nice. I mean, I just don't think you're getting that maturity of vines for this price point in any kind of California wines. You're probably getting like 5 to 10. So the vines just aren't mature. Winemakers and vineyard managers that I talk to up in Napa and Sonoma say you can't even make a wine that's less than 4 years maturity of the vine. Aging 12 month in stainless steel tanks. So this is going to be kind of just like pure fruit terroir expression. There's not going to be, this is going to be, I can already tell you, this is going to be more skim milk than cream on the weight of the wine, because there's no oak influence. The tannins are going to be coming primarily or solely through the grapes. You're not getting that tannic influence from the oak. You won't get the baking spices that you get from French oak on the flavor. And then on the positive, so those things can be good, you know. On the positive side, this isn't going to be masked by any oak. So that's awesome. Chances Robinson notes on there. Okay, I'll read the Chances Robinson, who's like a, you know, a top-notch wine journalist over the past, gosh, I don't want to date her, but like, I think she's been in the wine business for 50 years, maybe. I think that would, I don't think that would be a stretch to say. I think she's been in the wine business for a very long time. 40 or 50 years. Nice wine, nice wine. I think this one has some potential. I was just sort of flipping through to see on their website to see how many tiers they have, and it looks like they have 3 tiers. This being kind of the entry-level wine. And so I'm just curious to see kind of like what the difference is that they do. Didn't go to anything. Motherfuck. What the difference in the wine and the wine style is. So like on their top tier, the vine age goes from, what was it, 35 to 50 years old. So these are like old vines, you know, maybe even considered ancient vines, if that's a classification in France. This sees oak barrel, okay, on the top wine. 18 months in new French oak barrels. Ew, man, that's, I don't know if that means 100% new French oak, but if it is, then that's too much. So you're looking at a completely different wine, just based on the oak treatment right there. Higher alcohol too. Oh, let's see the blend. Okay, so they're going way more on the Cab Franc for their top blend. They cut down the Merlot to 56 and 42% Cab Franc. This one's 75 Merlot, 23 Cab Franc. Okay, yeah, new French oak. Ah, man, I hope that's not 100%. But I'm not drinking that one, so shouldn't worry about that because I probably won't ever buy it, you know what I mean? I'd say overall this is a nice wine though. Curious to see how it develops. I'd say one thing, and this might be you know, this might be because they're not aging it in oak barrels, is like the flavor profile kind of doesn't last super long. There is some tannin from the Merlot and the Cab Franc, but it is pretty light in terms of the weight, you know, like I was saying, skim milk versus cream because there's no oak. It's nice, you know, kind of more straightforward. Curious how it'll open up though. Just got a little graphite lead pencil from the wine. But there's no Cab Sauv in this. I wonder where that's coming from. Cab Franc maybe? Nice wine, serviceable. Come back to it, see how it's opening up. All right. Next, let's try Chateau Cap de Faugeray. Yep, my French pronunciation sucks. So this is Castillon, Cotes de Bordeaux. So same region, same vintage, 2016. So yeah, let's bounce this up against the last one and see how they stack up. This one's a different. Is this a different importer? Premier versus K&L. Premier. Man, they have a lot of Premier Wine Company importing the Bordeaux wines at K&L, and this says it's selected by K&L. So I don't know if that's some sort of. I don't know if that's some sort of like special wine that they pick. Don't know. Check it out. Cool to try, you know, the kind of these lesser known regions though. They're affordable. You can try them, see what you like, find some hidden gems, and then buy a bunch and enjoy them all the time. You know, wine should be like an everyday drink. You know, this goes great with food. They don't necessarily need to be $100, $200 bottles that you pop at a special occasion. All right. Ooh, got a little funky funk right off the top there. Just from opening this bad boy up. Yep, little funk coming through. Little funk. Yeah, I wonder if there's anything getting in on the cork. Definitely a little funk. But it might swirl off. Let me see if I can find anything on these guys. Captive, Faugeray. Dun, dun, dun. Where is the website? All right, website, come on. Damn. It's a little tricky, I think, sometimes, like Googling French winery sites, because I think Google's algorithm will go into .com only first. You know, they're not searching any French sites. And my iPad's freaking out. Okay, let me see if I can just search this in Google Maps. Faucheray. No. Oh, is this it? Chateau Faucheray? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so this the naming convention kind of threw it off. There's no cap in the whatever. Let's see if this works here. Click 20 buttons and see if we can get in. So it's weird because the winery site is the name of the proprietor, so a little bit tough on the Google search there to get to it for sure. Yeah, but I think sometimes it's a good thing when the website is not like optimized, because you gotta figure if the website's like optimized for searching and all that shit, they probably have hired out like a marketing team to do that kind of thing, or a website developer. Here, I feel like the dumping all the time and energy into making good wine, and not necessarily on like optimizing that kind of stuff. So it's almost like a good thing, you know? Let's see. Trying to navigate here. What? Man, this website's weird. I just want to look up the wine. There's all sorts of shit on here. Man, it just won't let me click on stuff. Man, this one's tricky on my iPad. Damn. See if that does it. Okay, much better that way. So, you know, like I said, hopefully this lack of website optimization is going to be a good thing. So entry-level wine, clay limestone slopes. Stainless steel, maybe it looks like. %85 Merlot, 10% Cab Franc, 5% Cab Sauv, stainless steel tanks, vinification in stainless steel, young wine. So I wonder, they don't mention any oak, so I wonder if they just don't age it in oak. It says vinification in stainless steel, but they don't mention anything about any oak barrels, so I'm assuming that they just don't use them for this. They say a small yield at 45 hectoliters per plot. I don't know what that means. Technical specs page, love those. in French, of course. 30-year-old aged vines, very cool. So the funk is pretty much swirling off, which is cool. Like I said, I don't mind a little funky action, but if we're talking like George Clinton, P-Funk, you know, Parliament Funkadelic level of funk, it's just not going to happen. I'm much more like, yeah, just like much more tame. I can handle it just a little bit. Like Michael Madonna level funk. That's the funk level that I can handle. Michel Roland as their winemaking counselor or advisor. See that guy's name a lot. I think it's probably his job is to go and do wine consulting. So this is definitely not a mom and pop operation. I don't think this is a pretty well funded. I don't know if it's like corporate owned or maybe it is family owned, but they dumped a ton of money into this for sure, even if their website's tough to find. Oh, it does say in barrel for 12 to 14 months, 60% in 60% Barrique d'un Vin, 40% Barrique de Divin sans collage. I don't know what that means. No idea. 120,000 bottles produced. Serviceable, you know. Yeah. As it stands right now, there's nothing like screaming out on this wine to kind of lure me in, but maybe it'll open up a little bit more kind of as we go. All right, let's keep rolling. 14.5, just looking at the alcohol here. 14.5. Okay, so next we're gonna move appellation. So out of Cotes de Castillon and go to Grange Neuve, 2016. Sainte-Foy, I guess that's Foy, F-O-Y. Sainte-Foy, Côte de Bordeaux. 65% Merlot, 35% Cab Franc. So Sainte-Foy, Côte de Bordeaux is a different appellation on the right bank side. Check out where that is and show you guys on the map. Let's get this thing open. Sometimes I can just yank these fuckers off, but my nails are long enough. You know, I was just wondering or just kind of thinking about as I saw the cork is, I don't see a lot of like screw caps or random synthetic corks in these bottles. They're pretty much all natural cork, which is cool, but yeah, just something that struck me when I saw this cork. I haven't seen anything but. All right, so 65 Merlot, 35 Cab Franc. Nice nose right off the bat here. I'll give that a second and go back to my trusty dark colored map. So I gotta look this up because it's like way the hell down somewhere. Oh, you know what? It is this lighter green color way the hell out east on this east side here. So again, left bank here, red, orange, right bank up in this area here, expensive right bank wines coming from Saint-Emilion and Pomerol in that purple and blue sections here. We are way east out here, and that's Sainte-Foy de Bordeaux. Oh, cool. So, never tried a wine from here before, and check it out. The interesting nose right off the bat. This is gonna have some potential here. Yeah, I like that right away. Grange Neuve. That's a cool ass name too. Grange Neuve. Isn't that one director's name something Neuve? That dude, that French dude who directed the Dune movie. He's got an awesome name, and I think it's something like something de Neuve, right? It's like saying Neuve. Now I get distracted just thinking of how awesome Dune was. That remake of Dune was so cool, but I had no idea that it was only going to be half of the film or half of the story. I was like an hour and a half in, like, are they going to be able to wrap this up? No. Okay, so same sort of thing. I wonder if Google searches is not happening here. So I'm going to go back into the map and give it a whirl here. Grange Neuve, Grange Neuve, Grange Neuve. Grange Neuve, that chateau. Oh, that's why. Fuck, man. That's why it's not coming up. So Grange Neuve must be just like the name of the wine, but what they've got down here in like super small print and this shit down here is Chateau Hostin Piquant. Proprietor Ale Leve, I can't even pronounce that motherfucker's name. Merag. I guess I can. That's not too bad. Made it through. It's not like pronouncing squirrel. Don't ask me to pronounce fucking squirrel in French. Give me flashbacks to French class in high school, French like exam in high school, or I had to like do a verbal thing. I can't fucking say that. Okay. Chateau Hostin Piquant. Okay, cool. All right. Second time is definitely the charm. See if we can find anything more out about this wine. Definitely right off the top, like best nose out of the three so far for me. Best flavor profile, kind of like what I was tasting for the style of wines I like. They gonna have this wine on their website? Yes, they will. Grange Neuve. So this is 2016 tech sheet. Aging potential, so again, 7 to 10 years. That lines up kind of what I was thinking, 5 to 10 years for these type of wines. Decanter gave it 89. You know, I'm thinking this is going to be higher for me. Not a ton actually on the clay limestone soil. I was expecting a little bit more on the tech sheet, to be honest with you. It's a wine both fruity and easy to drink. There's just something pretty about the nose. It's kind of like maybe like a floral characteristic. More delicate. It's like if you combine the aromatics of the blossoming flower, you know, of the plant, of the fruit, and then, you know, like getting a combination of that and the fruit flavor, like when the fruit actually ripens and you taste it. It's like you get the aromatic of the blossom, and then you get to taste or smell the fruit all at the same time. It's nice. This is a little bit more kind of, even though it's at 14.5 alcohol, doesn't feel like an overripe wine. Alcohol, you know, it's not like burning my mouth or any, you know, any flavor or anything like that. This is my favorite so far out of these. Nice wine. See how that one shakes out. All right, last one. So this one we're going to go into the one of the famous right bank regions, Saint-Emilion. So this is Chateau Grand Pays Les Cours, 2015 Saint-Emilion Grand. It says Grand Cru on there. That might be a specific designation for certain vineyards, maybe. I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up. But Chateau Pays Les Cours, 2015. Man, these are getting tricky. I have to get the knife out on this one. I feel like this is like my modern day pocket knife, this thing. Like, I don't know. Does anybody carry around pocket knives anymore? This is like the closest thing that I have. I'm not going to be doing too much damage with this, but sure does get the wine cap and covers open. Like that it's serrated, because I can just like scrape the shit out of it and just get it going. This one's tight on here, man. Damn. To hack this thing up. Okay. Yeah, that thing was on there, boy. Fucking mess of this foil all over now. Slide that to the side. This open. Corkscrews going every which way, but hopefully this straightens out. Yep, I definitely was going all over the place on that one. Not pretty, but it got the job done. So this should be Merlot predominant as well. Most of the wines I've ever had from Saint-Emilion are Merlot for the most part. A little darker fruit and kind of a little funk coming through right away. Yeah, definitely a little cave action, you know. Like you going into the basement and, you know, shit's been piled up there for 20 years. Got a little bit, you know, might have had a flood, you know, 10 years ago. It's a little funky. Man, it's these Google does not like finding French websites. I wonder if I just go, what the fuck is it .fr? Let me see if I can do a modifier on my search and see if that kind of helps. I think it's .fr, right? Okay, so definitely different websites are popping up. I might have just found the tech spec sheet. Okay. Jean-Baptiste OD. Is that on here somewhere? Maybe that's just like a retail site or something. Okay, so tech sheet coming from maybe the winery website. 70% Merlot, 25% Cab Franc, 5% Cab Sauv. Age of the vines 25 years. That's a plus. Stainless steel fermentation, aging in stainless steel vats and oak barrels during 20 months. Okay, so there will be some oak flavor. I don't think they're going to be using new oak barrels for this shit, but hopefully I'm right. Doesn't smell like tons of baking spices, so I would imagine, imagine not. Owner of Chateau Grave. Huh. Just reading some like random stuff about the winery, but it just getting confused about like the different owners. So it sounds like it sounds like you know, some of these wineries are like putting their website under the name of the owner and not the name of the chateau, which is super fucking confusing. Because it doesn't list the owner's name anywhere on the wine. At least on that other one, it actually has the owner's name listed on there, so I could kind of confirm. But the fuck, marketing for wineries, and like I said, I'd rather have the money and the time get put into making awesome wine. But some of this shit is just crazy weird. I mean, this looks like the most corporate kind of conglomerate website. What the hell is his name? Grand Pays Les Cours. Is that even an option on here? They have like a bunch of different chateaus listed here. None of them are the wine that I'm looking at, though. Still has a little bit of funk. Kind of darker fruit. Funky coming through. Little hot too on the alcohol. Looking to see if they have the wine on their shop. I don't see it. Oh man, it is kind of confusing finding these sometimes, especially when you don't speak French. Wow, they have a lot of wines, at least under this kind of website, if this is the same kind of ownership group. Bordeaux, Saint-Emilion. So Saint-Emilion Grand Cru, that must be like a specific designation, because they have like Saint-Emilion wine, and then they have Saint-Emilion Grand Cru wine. So there must be a specific designation. Yeah, all I could find is the tech sheet that I was looking at before. Saint-Emilion Grand Cru. Let's see what the hell this means, actually. Probably like maybe age of the vines, certain varietals, maybe they designate certain vineyard sites. Classification. Okay, so good old Wikipedia should have something here. Trying to read to see where the hell Grand Cru is listed on here. Classification. Okay, so first thing I'm noticing is that this is like a much more updated classification than what the, 18, what is that, the classification of 1855 for all these first growth wines from mostly the left bank area of Medoc, which never has been updated really. Lafite Rothschild's wine, I think, was the last one to get into the first growth category, but other than that, they just don't update it. So it's just like a historical thing at this point. This classification, they're saying 15 Premier Grand Cru and then 46 Grand Cru Class A. So this is falling under the Grand Cru Class A. I wonder if they have any kind of classification. Premier Grand Cru Class A, Premier Grand Cru Class A, B, Grand Cru Class A, Chateau Grand. Is it even on here? Grand. Not even listed on the Wikipedia page. Weird. Not that that's official by any means, but okay, so there is some sort of classification. Can't figure out what the hell it even means, though. Like, what does this even do? And it looks like those numbers are off, the ones I said, because below it says 18 Premier Grand Cru and 64 Grand Cru Class A. So who knows what the current status is on that shit. Interesting though, because I like the fact that they're going out and probably, checking out the vineyard sites and giving the designations that way. Saint-Emilion. Funk swirling out a little bit, which I like. It's a pretty nice wine. Just looking to see if I can find some more info on this Grand Cru deal. Nope, and nope. It's nice. So, I got a couple of potentials here that I like. So this is definitely kind of the front runner, the Grand Genève in my mind. And I just love saying that. That's part of the reason why it's my favorite so far. Chateau de Pitre has some good potential to check out. And I'd say right there with it, number kind of second and third are the Pitre and the fuck is this called? Grand Pays Les Cours from Sainte-Emilion. And then this is kind of leading coming up in the back end here, the Cap de Faucheray. Faucheray, yeah. Faucheray. But see how that's rolling here too. So we go Grand Genève here first. Let's see, this is a little bit, seemed like there's a little bit more balance. Yeah, really pretty nose. So this is from that eastern sub-appellation, Sainte-Foy, Cotes de Bordeaux. Sainte-Foy. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. That's why I'm kind of pausing. F-O-Y, foy. I figured it'd be F-O-I if it were foy. F-O-Y, foy. I don't know. This is nice. It's solid 90-point wine for me. Nice stuff. 2016. Got some age to it. Back to Pitre. So this is going to the Cotes de Castillon, Cotes de Bordeaux region. And, you know, I think all these were like Merlot predominant. So going from drinking that much Merlot to drinking this much Merlot all in a period of a day. Oh, interesting. If I were just tasting this blind, I would think that this has more Cabernet Sauvignon just based on what I'm smelling. And there's zero Cabernet in here. I must be getting like the Cab Franc and the Malbec. In terms of the difference here. This is a nice wine. Man, is this gonna beat the Grand Genève? This is nice. I'd say this is almost like kind of maturing into my fave. Chateau de Pitre. Yeah, this is nice. It's a little bit more tannin. Maybe that's coming from the Cab Franc and the Malbec as well, than the last one. But that one had 35% Cab Franc. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that Malbec is really like oomphin' this thing up. 2% though. You figure that'd be just a splash. But maybe that's it. But this is nice. I mean, I would age this maybe for another couple years with the tannins, and you know, still be just as good and smooth out even a little bit more. I was thinking lamb for this for some reason, like a rack of lamb, or leg of lamb, like a roast leg of lamb. For this, you could definitely go, you know, kind of steaks, beef steaks. This would be awesome with cheese too. And I can't eat cheese right now, so fuck. Yeah, I would definitely like, could do like a whole cheese plate with this wine. Probably want some stronger cheeses, stronger flavors, either like more aged cheese or if you go softer cheese, something stronger flavored. You know, you don't necessarily have to go into like a blue cheese strong level, but like something with some funk and some flavor would be really good. But this one, man, I'd go 90. Say 92 points on that wine. That's going to be a really nice wine. I think it's going to continue to open up too. That one is definitely taking the lead. Okay, so let's go back to Saint-Emilion, which we just sort of tried kind of at the last one of the first round, but this is Chateau Pay Les Cours, which apparently is owned by some larger conglomerate that I can't figure out what the hell the name is and find their website and all that jazz. But this is 2015, I think. 2015, and Merlot 70%, Cab Franc 25, 5% Cab Sauv. Still has a little funk. Funky. Either something's in the cellar or something got into the bottle from storage or transportation. It's not like a big bread of ices taste, but there is a little funky funk going. Not enough to fuck it up or anything, but it just kind of adds a note, adds a flavor, and it adds a smell, and it probably changes the expression a little bit from what they probably had envisioned when they made this, you know. Serviceable wine, nice wine. It's got some tannin. You know, for me, this is like an 89 point wine. Definitely not going to turn it away if somebody poured me this wine. Could open it up on a weeknight, no problem. But not going to go run out and buy a bunch of this stuff. All right, let's go back and check out my least favorite at the first lineup, our first go around. Chateau Cap de Faugeray, 2016, Castillon, Cotes de Bordeaux. And this is from an owner that has some wine. So it says Silvio Dans is the owner's name. And so this guy owns, fuck, they had the website listed on the back. Motherfuck, didn't even see that. So they've got some other wines in their portfolio. Looks like their other properties are in Saint-Emilion. So remember when we looked at the map, it's Saint-Emilion and then Immediately east of Saint-Emilion is this Cotes de Castillon region. So if you can see kind of in that blue section there is Saint-Emilion, and then immediately east of that, the section east of that in white is Cotes de Castillon. $85% Merlot, 10% Cab Franc, 5% Cab Sauv. Okay, so the nose is starting to open up and become a little bit more interesting. Just a little funk there, but nothing worth writing home about. I'd say, like, if you see Michel Rolland as a wine consultant, number one, the owner has cash. I don't think Michel Rolland comes cheap. He is very well known in the winemaking industry. I think his job is a wine consultant. He might produce some wines himself, but you see his name, I think he's one of those dudes that just like travels around and goes throughout the globe at different southern and northern hemisphere wineries and does consulting just year round. I think he's just like traveling. It sounds almost like an awesome job. It's like traveling around the world doing wine consulting all year. A little bit of a roasty flavor. Not like the wine's cooked or anything, but just like the fruit isn't really like as fresh or sweet smelling. It's kind of roastier flavor smelling. Straightforward, serviceable. Alcohol is listing at 14.5. Same thing with the last one too. I wonder if they're just doing like a kind of like a newer world style where they're picking later and just getting a higher alcohol wine. Nice, serviceable. 88 point wine. Pretty serviceable, like get the job done type of stuff. I gotta go back to that portray real quick and end on a high note. I gotta taste something I like here at the end. So portray 75 cab, 75 Merlot, 23 cab, 2% Malbec. I am definitely not wearing my glasses. And then this one is was this 2016? 2016. So this is my favorite out of the four. Man, it's almost getting like some aging characteristics on the nose. I'm just starting to smell, like when you taste older wines, they start going from fresh fruit to stewed fruit as like one of the flavor changes. And this is like, it's almost like starting to tip that way. The other things that I pick up are like on aged wines, not this, on aged wines. So like when you're tasting an older vintage wine, cooked fruit versus fresh fruit, Tomato sauce is something that pops up. Soy sauce is something that pops up. So it goes like, I don't know if that's like an umami smell or what, but I kind of get that smell going in older vintage wines. Just very different than like a fresh fruit flavor that you get in new wines. So I feel like this is just starting to turn. This is at what, 5.5 years now? Just based on that, I would say that you'd want to drink this now for the next like year or two. I'm sure it'll last another several years, but just in terms of like flavor profile, you probably will enjoy this the best in the next year or two. Cool. End on a high note. So Chateau Portray fave, the Grand Genève as my second. Cool to check out some right bank appellations, Cotes de Castillon and Sainte-Foy, Cotes de Bordeaux. Go out and seek out some of these other appellations in Bordeaux, and you can find some really good values. All right, I'll catch you guys on the next time. Have a great night. Bye.